Another day, another heinous debacle. Once again have the bears come out to play, inducing a massive sell-off here in the price of Bitcoin. So the question now for me becomes, is 6,000 truly a probable target region here for Bitcoin? Or on the contrary, are we looking more so like we're going to find support somewhere here in the mid 7,000s and look to continue our climb to the moon? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and the savagery that we're seeing here. This is one of the largest sell-offs in this entire parabolic trend. And as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice, this is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and observations on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. Being said, let's begin right here on the 4-hour time frame. A cascading waterfall, ladies and gentlemen. Grandma's cookies and a bottle of yo-ho-ho. Not only have the bears come out to play, but they've come out to play in absolutely vicious fashion, dropping right now, if we use our price range tool, from a high of 88.37 roughly to a bottom here of 7,400 roughly, for a near 16% decline. Heinous, savage, and a borderline ludicrous debacle, if you do in fact ask me. And right now, we've dropped below a critical area in this chart. You guys know, this red box for me right here is Bitcoin's last stand before I see some potential crazy fireworks, which we're going to discuss. But right now, we dropped below this region, so I switched the box over from green. On last night's stream, I had this box in the green, right? Because what I was looking for here was that this area here between 7,800 and roughly 7,700 was going to need to hold as a strong support here for Bitcoin if we were going to tentatively look to climb back up towards our old high of 9,000. Now, the reason for this was all of this prior consolidation in here, right? A lot of flips, old resistance, then become new support, etc., etc. I'm looking right now for this area to hold as new support. What I also like here on the 4-hour time frame is the fact that the RSI has dipped into oversold conditions here, coinciding with this area of support here, which is very nice to me, as it could be symbolic that we are going to look to test up here. But if we go over to the daily, I think it kind of negates this from an RSI perspective, purely, ladies and gentlemen, because we are in an absolutely brutal bearish divergence here on the 1-day time frame. Now, I mean, this has been playing out perfectly. We've seen a large topping formation here, potentially leading into a blow-off top that we are in the beginning stages of right now. So before we get into, deeper targets here, I just want to discuss why I see that the bears could be taking control here, right? If we remember, if you are subscribed here on last night's stream, I was pointing out how the algo bots, right? They had been defending this 0.236 Fibonacci retracement. And this is the Fibonacci retracement from the bottom of the bear market all the way up to the current high, which in my opinion is going to be the most used Fibonacci retracement, purely because the bots are going to be using the macro fib, right, instead of little micro fibs for the most part. So what we saw here, if we zoom in now, we'll go back to the 4-hour. This was the region right here, right? This red line, follow it. It's inside this green box. This first wick down tested perfectly to that 0.236, and the algos defended it. But what wound up happening is we formed a little mini bear flag here, and we've dropped out of it now. And right now, where we currently stand is a little tough for the bulls. Of course, this is just the 4-hour time frame. This is all subject to change very quickly. But the problem for me is that this box now that's green needs to be turned to red, because as we can see on the first test, at least, we did not hold it as support. We broke through, and now back testing up into this region, we've yet to break it, right? And we can even see that just these little wicks here from this bear flag, right? They've now even become new resistance on a micro level, let alone all of these candles over here, right? So the problem for me is we still have a massive bearish divergence on the RSI that's playing out perfectly, right? We saw that the prices were moving up and they've dropped hard now, right? So even if we do move up a bit here, I believe that divergence is still going to be intact here, right? As we're still going to be creating potential lower highs here, potentially all the way down into oversold conditions. That is just my opinion. But let's get to the targets now, okay? Before we even look here at Bitcoin, I want to go and look at the total altcoin market cap chart, okay? The altcoins have been getting crushed here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll preach a moment of silence here for the Moon Boys, because so many Moon Boys, right? They were telling me, Kirby, you just gotta be buying altcoins, Kirby, and hodling all the way, Kirby, go. People were telling me about Litecoin at over $120, telling me everything, ladies and gentlemen. All of these poop coin Patricks FOMOing into the top, where Don Carbonaccio said, look here, James, look here, Joe, we've already hit my target zone here on the total altcoin market cap, right? If you are subscribed, you would remember I'd been pointing out this this bull flag here on the total crypto market cap chart, excluding Bitcoin, altcoins only. And we hit my target, ladies and gentlemen. We went up right into my range here, and we've been rejected. So for me, once we tested up into this range and at a harsh rejection, and then we were just hovering around underneath this box, this was not a time that I was looking to get into altcoins, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, the time that I got into altcoins was when we broke through this resistance level here, because just like on the Bitcoin chart, how I showed you I switched it to red, if we look here, let's grab this box. Wow, why can't I grab this box? There we are. This box for me here used to be red, right? You would remember. This used to be red here until it was broken, right? Then we broke it and we started consolidating above to create our bull flag. This box was then switched to green as new support. And what we wound up doing here was ripping all the way up into my target zone. But this was the time I was buying altcoins, ladies and gentlemen. You guys remember, I was showing you that I was getting into the altcoin market here, not up here with Average Joe and James at the water cooler, who are now wrecked and going to be selling the bottom, right? You have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that FOMO and overhyped things never really leads to good outcomes, right? Because when you start looking at this with a level head, right? I see here, it's very clear of what we're looking at, right? This should be a very staunch resistance range, right? And we moved up into there off of a powerful measured move to the upside. We got rejected and we began our sell-off. Now, there may be opportunity here as well to get back into the altcoins. But what I want to show you here is why I believe that this chart may be predicting the future here for Bitcoin. So just like on the BTC chart, I have the Fibonacci retracement pulled from the bottom of the bear all the way up to our local top here. Okay. So where are we right now? Well, we've purged through the 0.236 just like Bitcoin did, very similar. And we're fast approaching now this 0.382 Fibonacci with where you see it right now, it lines up perfectly with the top of my tentative support range, right? Absolutely pinpoint perfect. So this to me not only looks healthy just from a price action perspective to pull back to this level and look to consolidate here once again, but also here with the Fibonacci, we're seeing that 0.382 is not that far away, and the 0.5 also falls within my box here. So we're seeing both fibs right within my box that I would expect to see new tentative support created for the altcoin market before further potential movements to the upside after a healthy retracement, right? And we must remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's possible here that the altcoins pull back to the bottom of my range, and that would be roughly a 35% decline from the top that they were at, right? For many, this is devastating, right? They're going to have bought the top and sold the bottom again, right? If you're failing to plan and you're not looking at this, how do you expect to win, right? How do you expect to win as a trader? Ladies and gentlemen, this is tough love, right? Don Carbonaccio preaches the tough love to you all, because I love to look at this market like a realist, not a moon boy, never being fluff and puffed up with the moon boy garbaggio. I like to keep it real. I like to look at this just right from a normal perspective here. This is a devastating drop, but for those looking at this realistically, is this not an expected pullback? Right? Is this not expected that we hit a resistance and then come back to test our 0.382 Fibonacci, maybe even the 0.5 Fibonacci, and hold this old area of old support as new support here once again? I think is very, very, realistic and not so far-fetched at all. And the thing is, for me, is that we need to keep these two levels in mind here, okay? Because now I want to go back over to the Bitcoin chart. What we're seeing on the Bitcoin chart is that these levels are also coinciding with my box of support here, right? And this may scare a lot of people purely because of the fact that just like the altcoins here, we have the 0.382 at the top of my range, which is a 25% decline from the top at 9,000. And we see that the 0.5, which is also in a healthy range here for me, very healthy and very normal to find a pullback to, in my opinion, is roughly a 32% plus dive from the top. Again, devastating. But the thing here is that this, in my opinion, is very normal. And not only is it normal, but it can be super bullish because of the fact that if we see buy pressure come in here, right? And there's truly pressure being built up in here to hold this trend, create this new bullish macro structure. To me, ladies and gentlemen, this is when a lot of large capital can begin to enter, purely because of the fact that there's a confirmation of buy support on top of old resistance, right? Much more buy pressure on that, speculatively, in my opinion, than up here. I mean, how can I put this, ladies and gentlemen? It's just average Joe and James at the water cooler that are FOMOing in. It's sad. It saddens me because the thing is that there's no reason that you should be FOMOing in at the top of a parabolic rise, right? I don't even understand how it gets that high that quickly, but the fact of the matter is that you have a lot of traders here that are about to get burned. They had no plan. They just, opened up their app and they purchased some Bitcoin, right? And now the problem here, ladies and gentlemen, is that they don't have a plan. They don't understand how to trade properly or risk management. And they're going to also, in my opinion, induce this cascading waterfall to potentially drop us down to levels this far down. Not that it's a bad thing. It's going to provide traders like myself a lot of potential opportunity. And I am going to be keeping you all updated in VIP with every single trade I take in real time. Every time I make a trade, ladies and gentlemen, I post it for you in VIP. All of my strategies, all of my plans, my entries, my exits, my take profits, all of it for you in VIP. So listen, right now, if things get even more dicey than they are right now, you best believe Don Carbonaccio is going to be looking to strike upon this like an absolute savage. If life-changing trading opportunity presents itself, I'm going to look to strike upon that potential opportunity every chance I get. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, where we currently stand here, I don't think it's out of the question that we could fall back into the 6,000s. That 0.382 Fibonacci is lining up with about the $6,800 level. The 0.5 is lining up with about the $6,100 level, which in my opinion is not far-fetched at all, right? It's not. I just showed you on that crypto chart here, the total altcoin market cap chart. We're already getting very close, right? It looks so much more distinct here rather than the Bitcoin chart because it's not as insanely parabolic up and down, right? to me, this looks like it's just begging to be touched, right? The 0.382 Fibonacci, which for Bitcoin would be a $6,800 Bitcoin if these levels are to hold confluence like they have, right? And if we test down to the 0.5, this would be more like a confluence with the $6,100 region for Bitcoin. Just a perspective to look at here. If we're dropping this hard, ladies and gentlemen, the altcoin market is going to be incredibly juicy, in my opinion. A huge, potentially life-changing trading opportunity in this entire market. Right now, this, to me, again, is like the calm before the storm, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are seeing some crazy action here today, and action does need to be taken. Plans need to be formulated. Strategies need to be plotted. But right now, this sell-off to me is just the beginning of a ton of fireworks here, ladies and gentlemen, as if we are unable to reclaim the $8,400 region, even if we do get a reaction rally all the way up here, and we fail, it is going to be incredibly difficult, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, to maintain this region, as if we fail up here at the $8,400 region. Why? And what is the incentive for more buy support to come in at this level? I think at that point, we would be looking for a test, a failure, try to hold, and then an inevitable plunge deep down into the crypto abyss to my targets of the 0.382 and 0.5 Fibonacci's at 6,800 and 6,100 respectively. Let's get this crypto. I'm fired up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in now, don't forget to moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Guys, I'm telling you right now that many have been getting burned here, and there's been no excuse to be getting burned here, right? If we go over to the weekly time frame here, let's pull up this chart here. We go over to the weekly, we can see that last week in particular put in that doji, which is a tentative reversal candlestick, right? An indecisive candle, now potentially looking to be followed up this week. I mean, it's only very early in the week, so we can't say that, but maybe this week we get a bearish engulfing here. So a doji here coming up on this resistance level, followed by a bearish candle, whether it's engulfing or not, just a bearish weekly candle after a doji at the top here at resistance, plus the fact that our weekly RSI for the first time in a very long time is going from overbought back into neutral territory. Guys, this to me has all the makings here for a large potential correction. But when you look at this, it just looks like a very normal spot for this to retrace to, does it not? Does this not look like a very natural retracement? So for me, guys, right now, I am going to be trading this aggressively. Don't be running around like a chicken with your head cut off. If you have a plan and your plan is executed properly, you're good. You just have to plan for each scenario. If it booms to the upside, what is your plan? If it booms to the downside, what is your plan? If you only think about things in one direction or one possibility, such as, I bought it, so I just gotta hope it goes up now, and if it goes down, I'm wrecked. That is why 95% of traders lose long term, right, ladies and gentlemen? If you want to think like how winning traders think, you need to think of all the scenarios. You need to come up with plans for multiple possible outcomes. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what I do, and that is what I keep you up to date with in VIP. So listen, as the chaos continues here inside this market, I'm not playing like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm cool, calm, collected, and I'm sitting here trading, getting this crypto. And for you, ladies and gentlemen, exclusively in VIP, I'm going to be keeping you all updated with my trades, entries, exits, and all the plans for all the possible scenarios that I see. I'm going to keep you updated with my personal plans exclusively in VIP. So shout out to all my VIPs and all of my new future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I will see you in VIP there. I can't stress enough, ladies and gentlemen, that right now what I'm seeing is a potential that this is just the beginning of something massive here. Very massive. Please do not be getting caught like a deer in the headlights. Do not be taking that trip to Wrecked City with Average Joe and James at the water cooler. You do not need to be sipping out of the cone-shaped cup, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need to be. What you need to do is have a plan, execute, and get this crypto. Guys, I will see you all in VIP. I'm going to keep you updated with my plans right now. Lots of opportunity here, and I'm looking to crush it and get this crypto. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. The time is now. I'm ready to crush it. Are you? Let's get this crypto. I'll see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to all my new future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I'll see you there. And until next time, my friends, if you could one last time, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Immense volatility here, immense opportunity. I hope that you see the charts and play it accordingly. I will see you all in VIP. Shout out to my VIPs. Let's get this crypto. Guys, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.